Yo, what's good with y'all boys, man? It's the homie JoJo back for another video. And today we got an interview with my boy Preme Hardy. Now, if you guys don't know about him, just stay to the end of the video. You're going to definitely get to know all the good details that one will want to know, you feel me? Now, he's from North Carolina. You already know he's on the rise. He's doing his thing. He got his own sound and his own style. So I definitely think it's important that we get this before fame exclusive interview, dog. Like, he's just him. Now, I saw all of his music videos. Here's two that you should definitely check out. Those two are my favorite. But yeah, bros, his SoundCloud, Instagram, all that good stuff is going to be in the link in the description, as well as mine's. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. No time to waste. I know you guys want to see what's good with him, so let's get to it.
Kind of just tell me a little bit about yourself for a little bit, like who is Preme Hardy?
I'm just an artist from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, man. I've been doing this shit for like going on 3 years. That's recording though. I've been working on this shit for like a few years in terms of like just music and shit like that. But like I've been only been recording for like 3 years. I'm just trying to get my foot through the door and shit like that.
So how you get the name Preme Hardy?
My nickname been Preme for as long as I can remember. So like I knew I was gonna keep that shit in there. But I grew up watching wrestling with my granddad, and my granddad passed away like 2017. So I was trying to figure out how to incorporate his name in there. So like I was watching wrestling with him or whatever. So my favorite wrestler was Jeff Hardy. So I just used that and Preme Hardy.
All right, bet. So we gonna go into like your background type shit next. So like you say you're from Rocky Mount, like does that really have a major influence on your music? Like your surroundings, does that have a major influence on your music? You feel like you represent where you're from?
I mean, to a certain extent, like it definitely introduced me to a lot of stuff at a very young age or whatever, and like being around certain situations and just hearing about stuff that goes on like near me and like my peers and stuff like that. But as far as my sound, like that doesn't really play a part into like how I sound.
So what would you say like are like the major influences on your sound?
Really is a lot of things. I get inspiration from a lot of stuff. Growing up, you know, I listen to like hard rap, like 3 6 Mafia or whatever. I feel like that's what like a lot of my hard beats come from. And then like stuff like Future, like Chief Keef, like Gucci, and even like, there's a lot of people that are out now that I still was inspired by a little bit, you know. Yeah, and also like the punk rock scene, like from like the 80s, 90s and stuff like that. Even the 70s, stuff like Motley Crue, and that's what I really grew up listening to, and that definitely gave me like an edge in my music, and just made me keep everything like upbeat and shit.
So you said like Future is one of your favorite, or your favorite rapper. So what other rappers do you feel like you listen to? Like what other rappers influence your music? Any groups?
Future my favorite artist, but like in terms of like, you say groups, I say 3 6 Mafia is definitely my favorite group. Like that's no debate. Like I said, Chief Keef, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, Thug, people like Uzi, even people like Lil Peep. I listen to Lil Peep a lot. I've been listening to him for a couple years or whatever. RP Juice WRLD, RP Juice, X. What else I listen to? Lil Gotti, one of my favorite rappers. I fuck with Gotti hard. You know, shit like that. I listen to a lot of stuff though. Like, I mostly listen to underground though. Besides the people I just named, I listen to underground more than that though.
Underground, so what kind of underground artists like you be listening to? You ever be going to like shows underground as well?
No, I don't really go to shows I don't really go to underground shows, besides like mine, you know. Like nothing like that, just like I be busy. Mm-hmm. So underground artists I listen to besides myself, my brother, my little brother, Lil Pino, my homie Jack Boy Ace, people like I listen to, I fuck with yall, people like Can, Summers, people like that.
So like how do you feel about collabing with rappers and stuff like that? Because a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on it. A lot of people have a bunch of different tastes that oppose each other. How do you feel about collabs? Like, is it something that's like you got a ritual when it comes to it? Like, you only fuck with certain niggas, or is really just whoever reach up?
I mean, I do features, like, I be, you know, people be paying me for features and shit. But in terms of, like, collabs, like, I'm just I let it be natural or whatever. Like, if we genuinely fuck with each other's music and we, you feel me, want to make a song and that. But I'm not really the type to, like, go out on a limb and force to collab. But, like, you know, I'm not really that type of person. I just, if it happens, it happens. There's definitely people that I would want to collab with. But, like, I'm, you know, if it happens, it happens. Hopefully that I get the chance to do that, you know.
So through like your networking and the scene that you in, what have you learned from like connecting with people, or just in general through your experience with niggas? How you feel? Like, what's your biggest takeaway from that?
Like I definitely have met like a lot of genuine people throughout the platform that I have, and like connecting with different producers and stuff. Like mostly the producers. In terms of what's the word for it? In terms of the community or whatever that you would say on there, the producers are usually the most genuine people, you know. A lot of them show favoritism out here, but like I don't let that bother me. Whatever, I just stick to me, and I know I'm gonna go with what I do. But I mostly just connect with different producers from around the world, or whatever, and then we just come together and make art.
Give me a little bit more about like how do you know your music? Like how do you know your music is finished? You know, what do you feel like? What kind of vibe do you get back from your music? How do you know when the song is done?
I'm really a perfectionist, man. So that's like one of the hardest processes actually. Like I be working on stuff for like so long, but then again, like most of the biggest songs will be made in like 3 minutes because I really be freestyling. But like sometimes like I work on music so much that in my off time I be like I think of stuff and I just write it down or whatever. Or I hear a beat, like somebody is sending a beat and I listen to it and just be freestyling in my head, like, and then just put that down. Or mostly when I'm in the studio though, I just go to the beats, go through the beats or whatever, listen to them, and then I freestyle, punch in or whatever. And I don't really finish a song unless it's perfect. And if I finish a song and it don't sound like perfect, like any song that I put out, I expect it like go #1, you know, like, even though that's not like likely or whatever, but like that's how I look at it. Like any song I put out should have the potential to go #1.
It's because you put that creativity into it. You take that time with that professional. So.
Like, I never want to rush stuff, even if like, because I be putting out snippets and then like I end up not liking it. People be asking for it, but like I don't really know, man. Like I be wanting stuff to be perfect. I got bad anxiety when it comes to that.
So when it comes to like clothes and stuff, where you really get your jerk from? Like, is that just you, or you inspired by music, or really where you coming from?
Like I've been into clothes for like as long as I can remember. I used to resell for a couple years, like dating back like middle school or whatever. So I was into clothes back then, and then my dad, he really into clothes, so he put me onto a lot of brands throughout the years, like a lot of designer brands. That's what he be into. But like now that I'm not really into like too much designer though. I really just like go to the thrift with the homies. I go to the thrift by myself. I mostly wear like vintage stuff. That's really what I like rock with the most. Like vintage sweaters, like crop stuff like that. And yeah, I'm really into fashion though when it comes to like modeling and studying the history of models and like, you know, getting into really in depth with the creativity of clothes.
So tell me like a little bit like what you got on now, like what you rocking right now. Like
right now,
yeah.
You know, Rico, Ramones. I got these from I had a show in Miami this past July 2021. You know, black jeans. I always wear black. It's just the easiest thing to wear. I feel comfortable in jeans, you know. Bullet Bill, this jacket, this is a crop puffer. I did this also. Shirt. Thrasher shirt. I was showing my girlfriend like stuff that I had back in the day, like, and then I seen this shirt. I just threw it on. Like fuck it. I haven't seen this shirt since like high school, so I just threw it on.
Hey, when it comes to fans, like you get a lot of feedback from your fans. Like, how do you feel like that? How do you feel about your music? What you be hearing back from your fans?
I hear a lot of stuff. The fans, they definitely be like, well, I don't really call them fans, I call them supporters. I don't really like calling them that. But like most of my supporters, they be telling me that they fuck with it, they be reposting the show, listening to my music. That really be keeping me going the most. And sometimes I be feeling like I'm like terrible, like feel like I'm in a slump, like the show like hella support for something that I won't even like confident in, and then it'll make me like feel like I got it again. And like a lot of stuff be kind of crazy to me because there be fans from different places that I haven't even been to, or like places that I didn't even know exist, and they be rocking with my music out there. And that's really the best experience that I be getting from the supporters.
So when somebody says Preme Hardy, or when somebody see your song, or like when somebody think about you, what's the first thing you want people to think about when it comes to your music or your legacy, or your creativity, your art, just you as a creator?
My goal for that is like I want to be at least considered. Like I want for people to be able to say like I'm like the best of all time, and it not be like a stretch, like it not be like an exaggeration. I want to be like, by the time I'm done, I want to be like somebody like a Michael Jackson, like household name. Not necessarily. I don't want to go commercial, but like I want to be in my own lane and make my own lane like the biggest out. Like I want to be like a star.
Are you working on anything right now? Like,
yeah.
Is that just like a process that you're always going through? Like, some rappers, they gonna stack up their music and then never drop. Like, they just gonna let, like, sometimes snippets get leaked. Like, are you like stacking your music up always, or it's a process? It's cyclical. Like, how is that with you? What's your creative process?
I'm actually working on something right now. I'm working on a tape. It's called Malevolent. Yeah, and that's supposed to drop like in like 2 weeks on. I can't really give you a date right now. But my creative process with that is like, when I know I want to drop a tape and I know I'm feeling in a certain way, I'll lock in and just whatever the theme is or however I'm feeling. So go make songs and listen to beats over and over again, and make sure that each beat match up with that feeling. Whether it could be like a faster beat or a slower beat, but like I could still get that same inspiration from either one. And if it matches up with like the body of work that I'm trying to make, then I use it. And just go from there. And then once I feel like I got a good enough amount of songs that like start this story and end this story in like a good way, then I drop a tape.
What's really your priorities? Like, really, like what's the most important to you when it comes to your career, pretty much?
My priorities when it comes to like me dropping an album or whatever, I always try to make sure that I got like I got the feeling that I'm gonna do good. I don't ever drop stuff, and I don't ever drop a tape where I'm nervous about it. I always like want to feel like that tape is like the one, I'm not trying to like rush nothing. I'm not trying to like just get down that just because like I feel like I ain't did it in a while or something like that. Like it's not really about that. It's about like making like perfect music, like making beautiful music. So like everybody that ever fuck with me can fuck with that. And like it's like trying to build a connection with the fans. I definitely take like the right steps to make sure that they get like the audience that I want them to get to. But mostly it's like trying to build a connection with the fans, like so they can just like know how I was feeling when I was making that tape, or how I was feeling when I was in the studio cooking it up.
What's like the most important thing you feel like you learned?
Throughout my journey, man, I feel like the most important thing I learned was that like consistency is key. Like when I first started doing this, I thought like, yeah, this shit hard. I gotta record it, it's gonna blow. But I know it don't work like that. Like I had to take steps and like build a connection with like a group of people that actually believe in me, and like help me keep pushing, help keep putting this shit out, like making people go crazy. Like I just gotta keep building and building. Like you're not really gonna get it with one song. Like if you try to chase that one viral song, it ain't gonna work out how you think it's gonna work out. So like you just need to build on your art and like really take this shit serious. And I look at it from an artist standpoint. Like take every step that's possible to make that song perfect. Like you gotta make that perfect sound, make that perfect song, and just like really go in with that attitude.
At this point, you can kind of maybe assume somebody with your catalog and your complete sound of music. Your life is probably taken up by recording. You probably spend a lot of time doing that. But outside of rap, outside of music, what do you find yourself getting into?
Like outside of recording and working on music, I really just be like hooping or watching like horror movies or playing a game and stuff like that. Like really stuff like that. I'm finding other inspirations for when I'm about to record again, or looking for ways to get better for when I am about to work on music, or listening to my old music, trying to figure out what I could do better, or just listening to artists that I fuck with, and then that put me in the mood to record, like stuff like that. Most of the stuff I do though is generated around finding inspiration and finding like a way to relax for the next time that I'm working on music.
Like, what you want to say to your fans, bro?
Like to everybody that supported me, I just want to say like I love y'all, like genuinely love y'all, and like sometimes I be wanting to quit, and y'all the reason that I keep this shit up and keep this shit going, cause like without y'all, like it wouldn't really be no me, like people wouldn't be hearing me if it wasn't for y'all, so just keep playing that shit, and like you feel me, we're gonna kick down the door soon.